is in shambles.
There will be a lot of soul searching, as you can imagine.
I think the Democrats are still in sort of stage 3 of the 5 stages of grief.
The Democratic Party is no more. It has ceased to be. It's shuffled off this mortal coil and joined the choir invisible. Sorry, I haven't come down from John Cleese speaking on the show yet. Wait a second. The Democratic Party in shambles. A lot of soul searching. Stages of grief. Why is it those phrases are so familiar?
The latest sign of a Republican Party simply in shambles.
Well, more Republican soul searching is now underway in the wake of the November elections.
The Republicans are kind of going through their 5 stages of grief after the election.
Right! Oh! I know why those phrases. So, in my head, because they said the exact same ones about the Republican Party when its death warrant was signed in 2012. A mere 24 months, apparently, before it burst.
November 6th, 2014. On Comedy Central's Worldviews.
There are more reasons than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America, with XLTE in over 400 markets. 2. And here's something for families to get excited about. Our best ever pricing with double the data on select plans. And 3. You can now get our best ever single line pricing starting at $45. So get all this now on the network ranked #1 for data performance nationwide. Verizon.
So, what is that?
It's my Surface Pro 3. It's a tablet and a laptop.
But it couldn't have the power of my Mac. This is an Intel Core i5.
This does too. It runs Office, full Adobe Photoshop, and it's got a touchscreen.
Well, I have a touchscreen too.
Well, this is my favorite thing. I can write with a pen.
Well, so can I. Wow. I've got a lot of stuff to carry.
You are more powerful than you think.
President Obama announced that he was going to take action whether the new Congress was with him or not.
The president also said he'll bypass Congress with an executive order on immigration reform.
I'm eager to see what they have to offer. But in the meantime, let's figure out what we can do lawfully through executive actions to improve the functioning of the existing system. What I'm not going to do is just wait.
I mean, it's been 2 days. Should I call them? Should they call me? I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't want to look desperate, but I am a little bit. But it does raise the question. He's excited about doing stuff now, but what was he doing before the election?
more controversial decisions delayed by the Obama administration until after the elections.
Everything from the nomination of a new attorney general to decisions on the controversial Keystone XL pipeline, immigration reform, corporate tax reform, and rates for the Affordable Care Act.
The White House says that action was taken at the request of Senate Democrats.
3 senators, Mark Pryor, Kay Hagan, and Mary Landrieu, asked the president to delay his decision to have some executive orders mitigating immigration and deportation.
Oh, Senate Democrats wanted to avoid votes on contentious issues so they wouldn't have to take unpopular stands that might cost them re-election. And they got the president to go along with it. It's a well-known political maneuver known as the chicken gambit. It's named, of course, for Senator Dickless H. Chicken, who, when he was asked whether he supported the Emancipation Proclamation, famously said, "Huh? What? Huh?" And then actually pretending to be hard of hearing for the rest of his life. But if you're basing your agenda purely on what helps red state Democrats, how about the Keystone Pipeline? Keystone Pipeline's more popular in red states than Chick-fil-A's new Patriot basket. Why not just approve that before the election?
Friday's Obama administration decision to delay construction of the Keystone Pipeline, again, may turn out to be a boost for Democrats who oppose the project. It allows vulnerable Democrats from energy-producing red states room to distance themselves from President Obama and oppose him.
Oh, come on. Democrats are not so cynical that the president would delay action on a project just so fellow Democrats could attack him for delaying that action.
Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu denouncing the latest delay, saying, quote, "This decision is irresponsible, unnecessary, and unacceptable."
Alaska Senator Mark Begich says, quote, "I am frankly appalled at the continued foot dragging by this administration."
Arkansas's Mark Pryor said, quote, "There's no excuse for another delay. The president needs to approve this project now."
Adding, so last week, 7 months ago, Obama delays his Keystone decision. Red state Democrats get points for attacking the president. Blue state Democrats get points for attacking the pipeline. It was a win-win. They all lost. Pryor lost. Hagan lost. Begich lost. The only one who hasn't lost is Landrieu. She's going into a runoff, and she's gonna lose. It's like Democrats came up with this plan to produce springtime for Hitler, but only because they really thought it was a good play. And by the way, that Keystone Pipeline, you delayed the decision on that back in April. That's 7 months before the election. You don't have that kind of governing time. These elections are 2 years apart. If you take out the 7 months before the election, where things are going, and then you go for the first few months of the new election, where the new guys are unpacking and figuring out the email, plus summer recess, plus spring recess, autumn apple picking, the week when the senator's parents come to visit, house arrest, Sadie Hawkins dance, obviously all the time spent fundraising. Basically, there's one day in March when, weather permitting, you think you can get done without politically harming one thing or the other. And apparently, this year, Democrats spent that day sitting around trying to make that sound. So, to recap, the Democrats' 2014 strategy, instead of doing things that people who voted for them would like, they decided to not do anything so as not to offend the voters who already didn't like them. Or, to put that in the classic words of Dickless H. What? We'll be right back.
One family with one passion to make a superior rum. Bacardi, untamed since 1862. We all know someone this year who's done something special.
Le parti n'importe où, droit dessus, en chantant des chansons, c'est si bon.
Giving the gift for those who fly
encouraged you to follow your dreams with one cross-country road trip. The greatest gift for someone who gave you these moments is to give those moments back. Dewar's, the most awarded blended scotch in history.
Andre Allen.
The funniest man in
Take the
Family gets back together.
You're coming to the party, right?
But what's going on? Who lined us in that conference room? This bill is in the company. These white people tell me.
Nothing's off limits.
Anything you need, Ronnie, serve. Want some of this, sir?
No, I'm good.
And no one is safe.
I mentioned that $5,000, yo, man. When I get my income tax check, you gonna get it. You can't tax zero.
Top 5. Rated R. December 12th.
One of my best-selling author. His new book is called Painting Price, Greed, Power, and Endless War. Please welcome back to our program, James Rice. Sir! Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Last time that you were here, this book is called Painting Price, Greed, Power, and Endless War. The last time was the sort of expose of violence crimes. Wiretapping the NSA. It is a powerful book and a lot of secrets. I remember looking over you after the interview going, are you going to get in trouble for this? And do you remember what your response was?
I said, no trouble at all.
Tell me what's been going on the last couple of years.
Yeah, well, the government's been after me ever since we reported. We're still in it.
How legal trouble are you actually in now? Or is this a nuisance harassment to cause you pause?
Well, they've been doing a pretty good job of it. It's just a nuisance because it's lasted 7 years. They've subpoenaed me 3 or 4 times. And there's a trial scheduled in January.
A trial? You are going to be on trial?
No, they want me to testify.
Oh, that's right, that's what it is.
But I don't know. It's a little unclear where it's going right now, what the government's. They seem like they're kind of confused right now.
Really? So while you were thinking of that, you wrote another book.
That's my answer to the government.
This book is a really interesting examination of the corruption underlying our work and intelligence activities.
Basically, what I realized was, remember when Dick Cheney said the gloves come off, what that really meant was we were getting rid of all the rules that govern the war here. And at the same time we got rid of all the rules, we poured hundreds of billions of dollars into the war here. And so you had a massive enterprise with hundreds of billions of dollars. It's a lot like the banking crisis. We've had a national security crisis, and nobody has noticed. It's very similar to the banking crisis. A lot of unintended consequences.
And both seemingly purposeful. I think both institutions, it's an interesting analogy because both obfuscate very much in a determined way so that you can't see what's in.
Right. Yeah, and there's the secrecy that's layered on top of the war on terror has made it so lots of people have been able to come to Washington, claim to be an expert on counterterrorism, and they all claim that they have a silver bullet, find Osama bin Laden, solve the war on terror, whatever.
And this gets to some of the whistleblowers also. This case of a fellow named Drake who blew the whistle on government excess, and they nearly put that guy in jail for 35 years.
Right. There were like 5 people at the NSA and at the House Intelligence Committee combined that they all thought were sources for our stories in the New York Times. And they went after all of them. None of them were our sources. And they turned their lives upside down for years.
Now, it brings up an interesting point because there are, I would assume you would think, there are lines of national security that we should not cross in terms of getting this out. The question is, who decides what those lines are? And when they bring the full force of these agencies against you, for instance, why is your story different than some of the other, the story about spying on Germany, the stories about why you, why Drake, why these other whistleblowers?
I think that there is a very arbitrary system in place now that gives the intelligence community White House and the Justice Department an ability to randomly and arbitrarily decide which stories they want to go after, to investigate, and which they don't. And basically what they're trying to create is a path to acceptable national security. Go outside the accepted limits of what they want people to report on, you'll get punished. If you stay in the accepted limits that they want, you won't have any problems. And that's what I think is dangerous to a democracy, when you have investigative reporting that the government is trying to limit through the use of the Justice Department and the legal system.
And within the legal system, is it the spying apparatus that decides? Can they call up and say, can the CIA or the NSA call up the Justice Department and say, he made us very upset?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what happens. The CIA or the Director of National Intelligence or any other intelligence agency can file what they call a criminal referral.
A criminal referral?
To the Justice Department. And that's what gets the ball rolling on a legal investigation, is the CIA.
Let me ask you a question. If the CIA purposefully leaks something, or the NSA, I'm not suggesting that, but it happens, who can then go after them?
Nobody. That's why you have official leaks and unofficial leaks. The official leaks, nobody goes after. The unofficial leaks that make them look bad or that they don't like, those are the cases.
Do you trust the journalistic community to find that line?
It's very difficult. I mean, because we, at the same time, we've been going through this crackdown on official journalism. Journalism is going through a dramatic reduction in financial crisis.
And becoming more dangerous for those, it's sort of been democratized and people go out there and put themselves in true danger.
Right, yeah, the freelancers in Syria are, they're not backed by any major organization. So it's a very dangerous time for journalists. The industry is remaking itself right now. And so the models of how you do this kind of reporting are very
It's really fascinating and slightly frightening. You have a couple minutes to stick around with me to talk about Paying Price. It's on the bookshelves now. James Risen.
Get more this Christmas at Kmart. Doorbuster starts 6 a.m. on Thanksgiving. Like 50%.
What'd you guys get for Christmas?
It's a pair of Jav socks that will dry real slowly.
I'll tell you what your Christmas present was. Got dragged by some black demons.
Comedy Central's All-Star Non-Denominational Christmas Special. Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday through Sunday at 10.
November 5th, 2014. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York. Is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. November 5th, 2014. From Comedy Central's World News headquarters in New York, this is The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
To be joining you, I can't even tell you tonight my excitement on our program, the legendary John Cleese. Very excited to have him on. But first, I feel stupid. I didn't get a chance to watch the midterm elections last night. how'd it go?
A huge night for the GOP.
Start looking up synonyms for the word shellacking.
The bloodbath.
A seismic shift.
A landslide.
The political typhoon.
A tidal wave.
A tectonic skull! By the way, that is the new congressional seal. Feel free to print it out, put it on your backpack to show people at your grade school you're interested in politics. I cannot tell you how much better that looks than the original version of an elephant skull. No. It really, the original version looked a little too consensual. Anyway, House, Senate, governors, you name it, Republicans won it.
It was a neck-and-neck battle, but it turned out an easy win for the GOP.
Republican Tom Tillis unseated Democratic Senator Kay Hagan. David Perdue won governor's mansions in reliably blue states like Illinois and Maryland.
9 battleground races. Republicans won 6 of them.
The Duma and China's National People's Congress, now solidly Republican. The Blue Man Group, now the Red Man Group, having lost 2 of 3 men. Children will now learn valuable life lessons from Red's Blues. The only territory Democrats retain is that painful sexual frustration will still be known as blue balls. Unfortunately, it's the only area Democrats. We don't have a graphic for blue balls, huh? Nothing? Helen, no, I'm just gonna say. Elephant skull and a donkey, that we came up with blue balls. I don't know. There's got to be a stock photo of a kid somewhere going. And yes, Fox News was afire, celebrating with, they had fireworks on the ground, they had a hoedown, they had grins capable of eating massive amounts of...
Midterm tsunami, stripped. Emperor has no clothes. We posted this to Facebook, and your comments are rolling in.
And then we're gonna play Farmville. On the other networks, the only suspense was whether or not John King, as he was working his magic wall, would, yes, I'm gonna call it, at 9:21 Eastern Standard Time, John King has gone full Dick Doodle. He went full Dick Doodle. And by the way, internet, don't bother making an animated GIF out of that, internet, because we already been there. We are 12 years old. Look, the Republicans have the Senate and governorships and everything else. I imagine the first order of business is rightward ho!
I think you'll see an end to gridlock.
I know the value of bipartisanship. I know how to work together.
Working together to actually have results.
Let's see if we can put together agreements.
Just because we have a two-party system doesn't mean we have to be in perpetual conflict.
Who the are you people? That sounded like probably would have been better not coming from the guy who for 6 years has been one of the sole owners and operators of this country's perpetual conflictinators. For more of the Republicans' midterm victory, return to senior political. Jordan! Thank you so much. This new ungridlocked GOP, can the GOP follow through on their pledge to get something done for America?
Can they?
Yes.
Last night, at approximately 11:27 Eastern Time, Republicans gained control of the U.S. Senate, and results were almost immediate. The economy now growing at a robust 3.5%. Gas this morning, under $3. A gallon. Look, the stock market at record levels. Deficits cut in half. 10 million more Americans have health insurance. And unemployment sub 6% for the first time since we elected Chairman Obama.
Well, wait, hang on a second, Jordan, because the things that you're
John, think about this, which was on the verge of destroying the country under Obama's feckless leadership, has suddenly become a problem for like one guy. It's morning in America, John.
Jordan, that is an incredibly impressive list that you ticked off of things that happened under Obama and the Democratic Senate.
Oh, please, John. If Democrats had gone all of that, they would have been out there bragging about it for months. It would have been the central message of their campaign instead of their actual message, which was like, I'm quoting this here, we're sorry, don't be mad. We don't like Obama either, we like guns too. Amen.
Jordan, everything you're describing is exactly how things were before last night.
No, not from where I'm standing. It's like suddenly this country, it's like people are filled with like an anticipation, an optimistic expectation. It's like a sense of hope.
It's hope.
Right.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's as though like things are going to be. It's not like they're the same as they once were. They're going to be different. They're going to
change. It's hope and change.
Yes.
Hope and change.
Yes.
Right.
You feel it too, John. Hope and change. That's the Republican message.
The Republicans cannot claim that as their message.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. God. The American people, they can. The American people are grateful. They've already set aside the last Thursday in November as a national holiday to give Republicans thanks for all these blessings.
That's not the Republicans. That's Thanksgiving. You can't credit that to the Republicans. It's been around for 150 years.
I disagree. Respectfully disagree.
So things are instantly much better now, but we still have problems. Immigration crisis, income inequality.
Yeah, I know, right? Obama.
Thank you, Jordan. Jordan's done for everybody. We'll be right back.
There are more reasons than ever why now is the best time to be on Verizon. 1. Verizon's the largest, most reliable 4G LTE network in the country. That's right, America, with XLTE in over 400 markets. 2. And here's something for families to get excited about. Our best ever pricing with double the data on select plans. And 3. You can now get our best ever single line pricing starting at $45. So get all this now on the network ranked #1 for data performance nationwide. Verizon.
So, what is that? It's my Surface Pro 3. It's a tablet and a laptop. But it couldn't have the power of my Mac. This is an Intel Core i5. This does too. It runs Office, full Adobe Photoshop, and it's got a touchscreen. Well, I have a touchscreen too. Well, this is my favorite thing. I can write with a pen. Well, so can I. Wow. I've got a lot of stuff to carry. You are more powerful than you think.
But even worse, that is trademarked, by the way. Even worse for the Democrats was the demographic breakdown of the ass handers.
Iowa has elected its first statewide woman. It's a Republican, Joni Ernst.
West Virginia has its first female U.S. senator.
We have 2 openly gay candidates running as Republicans for Congress.
Tim Scott of South Carolina is the first black senator elected from the South since Reconstruction.
In Utah, Mia Love becomes the first African-American woman Republican to serve in the House.
An African-American woman Utah Republican. Those words are so odd together. Try typing it in your phone. It autocorrects that to Aphrodite can watch you, Reba McEntire. It won't even do it. If you try and type that in, Siri just jumps in without being prompted and says, I think you're looking for a hospital because it sounds like you're hallucinating. And not only did Republicans have diversity, they had youth.
Republican Tom Cotton defeating Democratic incumbent Mark Pryor.
He will be the youngest senator at the age of 37.
New York's Elise Stefanik, at 30, becoming the youngest woman ever elected to Congress.
The Democratic Party's leadership is going to look old and stale in comparison to where the Republicans are.
Oh, please. Old and stale? Come on, they're not. Oh, my God! Someone put the bandages back on those mummies. Oh, my God! They're right. If they want to compete with these new young Republicans, Harry Reid's going to have to get a couple of sleeve tattoos and a bag from Uniqlo stat. Listen. That's not a mummy. That's Harry Reid. And his band. Because Republicans were running in all ages and colors, and Democrats just could not keep up.
The lieutenant governor of Illinois is a Latina. She was running against a Democrat who was just another white guy.
And by the way, that was definitely her opponent's mistake to make that his campaign slogan. We're joined by our senior demographer, Jessica Williams. Jessica, thanks so much for this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Jessica, you would agree, last night Republicans gained at least 7 Senate seats. They fielded some pretty diverse candidates.
John, Republicans didn't just take Democrats' seats. They stole their essence. The GOP went from a Brooks Brothers catalog to a United Colors of Benetton ad. It's not fair. I mean, how would Republicans feel if Democrats started denying climate change or decided that life begins at impure thoughts?
No, I can understand that. They would be angry.
Yeah.
They would be confused.
Oh, absolutely.
They would maybe be hurt.
Exactly. But sorry, Democrats, because Utah just elected a young black congresswoman. Conservative Arkansas passed a minimum wage increase. What the kind of bizarro world is this, John? I mean, pretty soon the Republicans are going to be rocking those MSNBC nerd John, they are single white femaling the Democrats.
So what do they do? What do they do when this happens? The Democratic Party has always been about the identity. Identity politics really of the underrepresented. If Republicans take that, what do the Democrats have?
They need to dig deeper. Get the minorities within the minorities. Pansexual Whole Food shoppers with dreadlocks. You're Korean lesbian floor. So you know what? Maybe politics isn't the Democrats' thing anymore. They're great at social media and raising money, so why not become a tech startup and develop an app? Like AirDNC. It lets you stay in a Democrat's Washington home that's now vacant since they lost their jobs.
No, that boom is right. It hurts. It hurts. The truth hurts, Jessica, and I'm glad that you delivered that and dropped what appeared to be a mic from your hand.
Always.
Boom. Let me say this. Maybe Democrats need more people like yourself to motivate them to get to close Republicans.
Oh yeah, I would do it, but I'm a Republican now.
What? Hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
You support Republican policy now?
Well, no, but I do support me winning an Oscar playing the first black woman president in Road to the Ovary Office, the Mia Love story.
So this is it. It's over. It's over. The Republicans are the party of minorities.
Well, you know what? No, it's like when there's like this accountant guy at your office who like keeps asking you out even though you know you have nothing in common. But then like one night you see him at an exclusive party at the MoMA and he's with some cute alt girl with like pink hair and you're like, hey, you know what? Maybe I could date this guy. You know what I mean? And then you like talk to him again on Monday and you're like, oh no, I was right. This guy sucks. It's just like that. You know what I mean?
2016 Democrats have a better shot.
Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, I'm John, I'm 25. What is it complicated?
One family to make a superior rum. Bacardi, untamed since 1862. We all lost someone this year. Who's that something special?
Le parti n'aime pas. Moi dessus, en chantant des chansons. C'est si bon.
Give the gift for those who fly beyond.
Dire des mots doux, mais qui en disent en langue.
What would you give someone who convinced you to follow your dreams with one cross-country road trip? The greatest gift for someone who gave you these moments is to give those moments back. Dewar's, the most awarded blended scotch in history. On December 12th, America's biggest star
It's heaven time!
Bill Clinton is coming home for the holidays.
Y'all snitch on a story on me?
No snitching. I'm gonna turn over like an apple pie. You just ate an apple pie. You fat.
Chris Rock, Tom Fine, bring it up.
My guest tonight, he is the man, a comedy legend. His new memoir is called So. Anyway, we go over to the program, John Cleese. I can't tell you how excited and honored we are to have you on the program. I can understand. I spent many a day memorizing John Cleese routine from the good old days. John Cleese, honestly, I do it with utmost respect. Can we go back to the book here? I feel like the tape. Well, I don't know if you can see this. Your chin is not even. Watch. I don't know if that's a photo editor thing or what that. It was just one of the first letters. Are they all like this? This is terrible. It's terrible. This is terrible. Let's get rid of it. Yeah. Oh, this is classy. Look at that. That's nice. I like that. Here's how you know you're an impressive individual. Here's how you know you're impressive. You take that off, you got the John Cleese. This book is your career pre-Python. All the things that you did up to that point, growing up, was it and fit into those sort of early days when expectations, you didn't know what was going to happen, but was it a charming ride for you?
It was a great experience. It's not that it is that I know Michael Caine. I had lunch with him a long time ago, and he just written his own brother. And I said, why do you enjoy it? And he said, because you read
Because I'm in that middle age area.
What are you, 66?
33. It's really a lot of sunshine. Yeah, it's actually, I've had a couple of lifts, I've got just a ponytail of skin in the back. By the way, if you think that I'm not going to get a gif of me making you laugh, still carry around
You
the
still
burden.
care.
Yes.
Yes.
How do I lose that?
You get very, very old. And then you don't even remember what you used to care about. You have a wonderful time. I mean, I have a most wonderful wife. I forgot the name. I've had, how many have I had? One? I call her Fish anyway, because she swims like a fish. We have 3 fantastic cats, 2 of them American, Maine Coons.
Oh, okay, sure.
Right?
Maine Coon cat's a great cat.
That's right. I thought if I'm going to have one English wife, I should have 2 American cats, because up to now I've only had American wives. I wanted to try something different.
I think that's wise. And you are loving your life. This is
wonderful.
Very inspiring.
I just don't give a
I don't give
Yes, and I used to give a I remember quite seriously when I was first married to Honey Booth, I watched the American election results and Nixon.
It's okay.
Was elected and I cared that much at that point.
That was the first election. That was
Which was
McConnell.
McConnell.
Sure.
He's terrific. Wow. We have one of those in England.
Would you like ours? We could sit. He's a wonderful.
I guess you do a very good.
Mitch McConnell.
Good.
Do you? Is there a particular politician in England or in America that you enjoy mimicking? That you enjoy taking this out?
No. They're all very, very funny.
You have no favorites.
No. I mean, if somebody said, would you like to have David Cameron?
Yes.
I would say no. I do not want to have, I would like to play with my cats.
I love that. You have to promise me, Shirley. On that note, I think everyone in the audience, when you first came out and you said, I was having a meal with Michael Keaton, I think everyone here went, we go with that. Next time, if you're having lunch or you're having dinner with Michael Caine, if we could all come, we won't say anything, we won't order anything, we will stand there and occasionally gasp.
Well, there is an idea among the Pythons that we should reunite and have dinner on the stage of the O2, just have dinner. And then let me say this, 16,000 people who just sit and watch, they wouldn't be able to hear what we were saying, but they think
It's marvelous. But they watch you chewing. Let me bust that dinner. Let me clear those dishes and clean them. Honestly, I would do that only for you guys. It's how I started. Anyway, it's on the bookshelf. So anyway, it's on the bookshelf now. This is a pleasurable moment. John, please.
This is Andre Allen with Serious Hits 1.
Roll stank on it.
On December 12th,
We have to do this on camera.
On camera doesn't exist.
there's nothing like family to ground you.
This is Chelsea. She's doing a story on me. No snitching.
I'ma turn over like an apple pie. You just ate an apple pie.
Chris Rock, Rosario Dawson, Gabrielle Union, Tracy Morgan, Kevin Hart, J.B. Smoove, and Cedric the Entertainer.
You mind if I get some of them hangers? Oh, damn it. They got the right boy. They here to you, boy.
Top 5, written and directed by Chris Rock. Rated R.
Get more this Black Friday at Kmart. Doorbuster deals start at 6 a.m. Get up to 90% off engagement rings. Plus this 32-inch RCA TV for $179.99. And members get $40 back in points. Kmart, where members always get more.
Huh.
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Well, did you know that playing cards with Kenny Rogers gets old pretty fast?
Know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run.
Geico.
You never.
As our bourbon ages, a small amount evaporates. This is the angel share, gone forever. But some liquid stays trapped deep inside the wood. This is the Devil's Cut. We've made history by extracting it. A richer, full-flavored liquor. Devil's Cut from Jim Beam.
Well, I wanted to mention something real quick. On November 14th, we got the Rosewater movie. It's coming out. It's gonna be, you can go see it. But beyond that, oh, I hope they pay for it.
Whatever holiday you celebrate.
Star of David.
I'm the one who looks Jewish.
Mine's a steak.
Enjoy it.
Great. Merry Christmas, and may the mistletoe be kind to you.
Comedy Central's All-Star Non-Denominational Christmas Special. Thanksgiving weekend, Thursday through Sunday at 10.
New York, it's The Daily Show's live midterm election night coverage. Democalypse 2014. America remembers it forgot to vote.
My name is John Stewart. Tonight, the 2014 midterm results, a handful of people have been waiting for. And by a handful of people, I mean the Senate. Chances are, well, let's face facts. Democrats are about to lose good Senate restrooms. Later on, we're going to have Brian Davis on the show. He is the chairman of the Republican National Committee. He will be giddy. I predict this interview will be the worst part of the greatest night of his life. I believe. But man, I'll tell you something. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones. It is a red wedding out there. It is a bloodbath beyond anything that you can imagine. But I wanted to address something first. Something happened. I was over at CNN today. I said something on there and it created a bit of a stir. I wanted to get to it. I was on Christiane Amanpour's show on CNN, and I said this.
Did you vote?